from Vigilante Vibes Podcast, where I give you all the Marvel talk, discussions, theories, everything without the toxicity that's become such a big part of the fandom. Today, we are going to talk about a more, for now, underrated character, villain, who we got a pretty good look at in the Daredevil Born Again teaser trailer that dropped yesterday. If you want to see my reaction to that, that is also on my page. Shameless plug, sorry. So, if you're not a comic reader, you won't know much about MUSE. But to be fair, we don't know much about MUSE. And I'll explain that why in a little bit. But I don't mean any shame if you haven't read any comics. Whatever. If you do, you do. You don't, you don't. But MUSE hasn't been in anything, no live action movies, no MCU movies, no TV shows. Just this. So this is his big debut, I suppose. And I'm going to go over exactly who he is, what he's about, what we're in for, and what to expect. So, let's just jump right into it. With the drop of Daredevil Born Again trailer, we did get a better look at MUSE, but who is MUSE? Let me tell you, he is a dark, dark character that I'm really glad is getting attention in the show because my dark soul loves it. MUSE is actually a newer character compared to others, as he debuted in 2016 in Daredevil number 11, volume 5. Check it out. He was created by Charles Soule and Ron Garney. MUSE is the villain primarily of Daredevil and Blindspot, and is a deranged, psychotic serial killer who believes his purpose is killing people, turning them into works of art. It's as weird as it sounds, and I'm going to get even more into it. He turns what he sees as worthless humans into meaningful art by using their blood, bodies, organs, really anything he can get his dirty little hands on to create these giant murals. The first sighting of MUSE's art in Marvel Comics was created using the blood of over 100 people, and the second included the corpses of 6 Inhumans he killed. Needless to say, this villain is not one to take lightly, and I don't think it's one that we will see being taken lightly by Daredevil Born Again, because as we saw in the teaser trailer, they are not against the blood, the violence, any of it. So I'm really curious to see how hard they go with MUSE, because they could take it all the way, which I kind of hope they do. So we know that Fisk will probably have anti-vigilante laws in place, or at least try to have them become a thing, just like Daredevil in the comics with Devil's Reign, which if you haven't read that entire event, definitely do. It's one of my favorites. It's what I was really hoping they would go for when we saw Kingpin at the end of Echo, showing that he has a political career ahead of him. And he does in Daredevil Born Again because he's Mayor Fisk, which makes me very happy. So he's gonna probably have some kind of laws like that, I hope. So seeing MUSE makes me think that MUSE will return with graffiti pieces that support the vigilantes of New York City, which of course Fisk will only use to further his anti-vigilante agenda, which is fair. I don't think any of the vigilantes like Punisher, Luke Cage are saying, "Thank you, MUSE, for being on our side." I don't think that support is wanted. Something to keep in mind in the comics, MUSE has a massive god complex, a massive ego, believing that he serves a higher purpose than anyone else, which I think will play off Daredevil's personality really, really well. That side note to that. An example of him thinking that he has a higher purpose than the rest of us peasants. Upon being captured by Daredevil, he broke his own fingers to prevent his adversary from doing so. And when ultimately losing to Blindspot, the villain took his own life by walking into the fire to be in control of his own fate. You can find all this fun in Daredevil number 600, which is a wild 600, man. Something I do find really, really intriguing is that MUSE's true identity, backstory, and the origin of his powers are completely unknown. So I'm really curious how the show will use the mystery of him. It's not like Daredevil and the Avocados at Law can just go and research them like they've done in the Netflix show and every show, as they should. So I'm curious how they'll handle that one. Now, to the meat of it all. What is Muse's powers, you ask? He has superhuman strength, speed, extremely high intelligence. His powers help him keep a low profile, his speed being faster than what the human eye can perceive. He is able to create his giant building scale murals at an insane rate and has the ability to absorb any sensory information around him. Muse has all the tools at his disposal to be the perfect serial killer. All of these powers, paired with Muse's thirst for blood, make him an adversary that Matt Murdock has never faced off against in live action, and I don't know what he's going to do. Of course, there are some other characters that might have something to do with it, like Punisher. We saw White Tiger. What are they going to do against Muse? They don't want that smoke. I am really glad to see that Muse is going to be in the show. It shows me exactly what we were kind of all worried about before, that I can just kind of put those worries to rest, that Daredevil being in the MCU won't be the Daredevil we got used to in the Netflix show. But it looks like they're doing that and more, like turning it up a notch. I mean, Vincent D'Onofrio even said himself that there were some scenes that he was very surprised made the cut, which makes me very excited, because I want all the violence. I want everything, all of it. I want the darkness. I want the grittiness. My soul needs this after so many multiversal, big, magical things. I'm down for all of those, but I do need some street level grit, and that looks like that's what we're getting. So, if you didn't know anything about Muse, now you do. If you have anything to add about Muse, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you're excited about in the comments. I'm super hyped. I have watched that teaser trailer for Daredevil Born Again so many times. It's not right, but it's okay. It's not right. It's just I've spent a lot of time. So I'm really excited to see what we get. I'm excited for a full trailer. That's what I want, a full trailer. And then don't say anything else. Don't give us anything else. Drop one more trailer, a full one, and don't do anything else. Do not tell us anything. Do not drop any more. Go into this blind, and I think it'll pay off. But I'm not head of marketing or anything. I just kind of do my own thing here. What can I do? So, like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Wherever you're watching this, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more of these or some things from my podcast or some of my amazing guests, if I do say so myself. So, thank you for listening. Have a marvelous day.